Hey everybody, this is Lanisha. This is going to be my third video regarding my NACA journey. I had someone ask me to do a video on the NACA Binder, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I do have an appointment today, or this evening actually, at 7 with my mortgage counselor, so it'll be a follow-up to the video that I posted, I think it was last Tuesday, the 16th. So this is a follow-up appointment for that visit. We were supposed to submit to underwriting and that didn't happen. We were still waiting on some verifications. But anyway, I'm going to do a quick little, or try to do a quick little video on the binder. Now, I will say everybody's binder is going to be different. You may not have the same documents that I have necessarily. It just depends on your situation, your type of income, and what you're bringing to the table. So for me, this is my binder. It is a 2-inch binder. It's pretty full. I would actually recommend getting bigger than this because, you know, I'm running out of space, and this was already packed for my first meeting. So everything that I needed just for the first intake session is all in this binder, and it's already full. So I'm actually probably going to be upgrading to a 3-inch binder. They're just a lot more expensive than a 2-inch, and they don't make them this cute. But anyhow, okay, so what I started with is a binder. I also started with these little plastic tabs. Well, I chose to get the ones with folders. And I think I bought an 8-pack. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I have an 8-pack. So I got some of those, and then I also got these paper dividers. So you can just write on here. If you use a pencil, you can actually erase it. So I got the plastic ones, and then I got the paper. I think this was also like an 8-pack. But you may need more depending on your situation. So what I did was I started with this first red tab. I just made this my NACA worksheets. In this folder, or this tab right here, what I have is that monthly budget analysis that they ask you to have prepared for your first meeting. So my monthly budget is listed in there. My participation pledge and participation commitment is also in there. And then this red cover, I like the pockets because this is where I keep my action plan. So every time I go to an appointment, you get an updated action plan. And so this is where I like to keep it front and center so that I know, you know, what's supposed to happen for the next one, and it kind of keeps me on task. So that is my first tab. Second tab, I went right into, and you can separate this however you want. So I have a NACA tab. I have a credit card tab because they do want to, they are going to ask you for your credit card statements to make sure that you're not charging on a regular basis. They want to make sure that you're not going into debt. They want to see that you're at least, if nothing else, paying down your debt. So I have a credit card tab here, and I have 4 credit cards. So with the white tab, I went ahead and separated it by credit card. And just for my reference, I put the last 4 digits of the card and the type of card. So I have a Capital One credit card, and then I have a Capital One Venture credit card. So I labeled that one there. Then I have a Rooms to Go credit card, and I have an Overstock.com credit card. So I have my credit card tab. Now you can put this in whatever order you want. Second, I have my divorce docs tab. Now, I was married, I'm divorced now. They do ask for divorce documentation. I think another reason is because, like, my divorce decree, we have 3 children that were part of the marriage, so that ends up having my child support information. So this is just my divorce decree showing that I am legally divorced and separated from my ex-husband. So that's all that is in the divorce tab. Next, I have this blue. I have a blue tab. This is my income tab. So this is probably the biggest, thickest section of my binder. And that is because I have multiple streams of income. I'm W-2, I'm 1099. The 1099 income is really kind of being a pain in the butt because I get a check from my employer that I put into my bank account. So it's not direct deposit. So I have to go in. So if you are self-employed, you do receive 1099. In your income tab, they're going to ask you for bank statements, and you're going to have 12 months. And this is why my binder is so thick. It's because of these 12 months of bank statements. So I have every single month going back 12 months. They will ask you to identify on your bank statement if you're contracting, you're receiving some kind of check. They want you to identify those deposits as BD, which is a business deposit. And then at the top of the bank statement, this is why I couldn't go to underwriting last week when I went, because my bank statements did not have my business deposits identified on the front. So they want you to put at the top, just total up how much your business deposits are if you're contract, and put it at the top of each statement. So I have 12 months of that, and every month when I get a new statement, I'm adding that on top. So that's why this tab is so thick. Next, in my income section, I have pay stubs. So I get paid weekly. So every Friday when I get paid, I'm downloading, we get paid, and I can check through an app. I can actually download my pay stubs. So however you obtain your pay stubs from your employer, you want to make sure you have either the original or you have a copy, and you keep a hard copy in your binder. Not only will you need a hard copy in the binder, you need to upload this. If you're biweekly, you need to upload this to your web file on NACA, as well as have a hard copy. I just think it's just such a good idea to have the physical copies, because when you go in to sit down with your counselor, they're always going to tell you, I don't see this or I don't see that in your web file. So all you have to do is, boom, open up your binder, ask them what they're looking for, pull it out, they can scan it, and you can be on to the next thing. So I have my pay stubs that I get every week. So every Friday, I go ahead and download the next one and pop it right in the front. Next, I actually have two employers. So I have one employer where I'm paid W-2 and contract, and then I have another employer where I'm W-2. So also in my income tab, I have a tab for that job. Do the same thing. Every time I get a paycheck stub, I print that, put it in the book. Keep it moving. Now for me, with being self-employed, I do use my bank statements to verify my income, but I also have a 1099 check tab, because my employer actually gives me a business check, and I, based off of today's technology, I don't have time to be running to the bank every week to deposit a check. So I actually do mobile deposits through my bank. My bank offers mobile deposits. You take a picture on your phone. So I actually get to keep my original check, and I'm just scanning it through my phone, and it's being deposited into my bank account. So I also have a tab for my 1099 checks. You could never be too careful or too safe with NACA needing documentation. So I have the originals as well. They're already deposited. Basically, they're already cash, so they're voided, but there's still a form of proof that I'm getting paid as a contractor. Next, this is all still my income. My income, I showed you guys, was a blue section. It is probably this thick. So part of my income is I also receive child support. I do want to use that to help me qualify for a loan. So that is my next section. What they are going to look for with child support is they want order. They want an agreed order. They basically want a legit official copy of a court order showing that your child support is court ordered. So I have my court order in here. It shows the amount that I'm receiving, and then I also have the ledger where I get deposits every 2 weeks based off of my ex-husband. He gets paid every 2 weeks. So when he gets paid, I receive child support. So in addition to the court order, they also want to see where the payments are being submitted. So these are those records right there. I will say, if you're receiving child support, the rule with child support is if your child is older, you have to be receiving child support for 5 years or more. So I have 3 children, ages 10, 12, and 14. They all have the same dad, so I'm getting one order for all 3 of my children. So what NACA does, and I think this is actually how all financing is, any lender, you have to be receiving the money for at least 4 more years, or 5. I think it's 5 years, or maybe it's 4. So with my oldest being 14, she's not going to be receiving this child support for another 5 years. So what they do is they take my total child support payment divided by my 3 children, and then they remove her portion out of it. So just to break it down, my current order is $1,200 a month. Divide that by 3 for my 3 children, so technically each are getting $400. I can't use my oldest child's portion because I won't be receiving her portion for another 5 years. So I basically had to take my $1,200 minus her $400, and I can only use $800 of it for my mortgage. Or as my income to qualify for a mortgage. So just want to throw that out there. Anybody who's trying to use child support, if you're not going to be getting it for another 5 years, if your child is 14 or older, that's income that you cannot use. They will not let you use that. And it's not just NACA, it's any bank. Also with income, my 10-year-old is disabled. He receives disability payments. So if you have a disability situation, they want to see your award letter from the Social Security office. So I have my award letter showing how much my son receives every month. And then I also have the bank statement showing how much we get deposited into the account every month. They're going to want to see the award letter, but they're also going to want to see proof of you receiving the payment. So the income is probably my most stressful tab because I have to put so much in it on a regular. Every month I'm having to add child support. I'm doing that every 2 weeks. Disability, I'm doing that every month. I'm getting paid weekly by 2 different jobs. So it's a lot. The income piece is probably going to be the thing that you have to enter the most. So I also have a birth certificates tab. Now, I don't know if they even need this. I just wasn't sure. So I have copies of my and my children's birth certificates in here. I didn't know if they would need them or not. I was just trying to be proactive. Next, sorry. I like to just separate each section with a different color just so I don't get things mixed up. This is my loan tab. Now, loans are going to equal car loan, student loan. If you have a personal loan of some sort, those documents are going to go in here. So in my loan tab, I have my Navient student loan information. It shows my monthly payment amount. Then I have a printout of my car payment. Every month once I make a payment, I just print out another payment history, and it shows all of my payments. It's showing that I'm making them on time on the due date. And then for me, I also had a couple of personal, I guess you would call them personal loans. I had some loans through Expedia that financed a couple of vacations that I had, and because those are on my credit report, you definitely, anything that's on your credit report, any loan or whatever that's showing on your credit report, you absolutely need to have documentation. So for me, those personal loans or installment loans, like I have one for my daughter's braces. I'm making payments on her braces. That's shown on my bank account. It's an automatic draft. So an underwriter, they will comb over your finances so thoroughly. So I knew that an underwriter would see that I have this automatic debit coming out every month for her braces. Thank God I only have one payment left. I've been paying on these things for 2 years. I'm so excited for that because that will increase my buying power because that's now debt that I don't have anymore. I will say this is something I'm going to get clarification on today when I go to my meeting. When it comes to installment payment, so whether you're renting appliances or, like I said, have a personal loan, I was told that if you have 6 payments or less remaining on that account, they will not count that as part of your debt. It has to be more payments than that. So I don't have any, even though I have these personal loans for travel, I don't have any that I owe more than 6 months. I actually paid 2 of them off, and I have that documentation here to show that those 2 are paid off. And then I have documentation showing the remaining balance and the remaining installments for another personal loan. So that is, and like I said, everybody's folder will not be the same. If you don't have personal loans, if you don't have student loans, if you don't have credit cards, if you don't have child support, or things like that, you won't have that in your folder. But each folder is going to be unique to your situation. So next I have rental history and lease docs folder. This just is a copy of my lease showing how much my payment is. Now, they will do a rental verification, and it's basically to make sure that you're paying your rent on time. Now, I've actually heard that you can bypass getting that verification from your landlord, because sometimes landlords could be real difficult. They might be salty or whatever that you're moving out or whatever, and they may not want to cooperate. But as long as you can show that you're paying your rent, and they want to see 12 months and you're paying it on time, that will help override needing the verification from the actual landlord. So for me, I pay my rent online. So I have a printout of every month where I pay my rent on the 1st, and I have an account ledger that's showing for the past 12 months I've paid my rent on the 1st. So that will actually suffice, from my understanding, when it comes to underwriting and them wanting verification. So like here, I just printed it out, and then I just kind of highlighted what I'm paying. And actually, I need to update this because I paid April. So I have gone back to, I've done the whole 12 months, but anyhow, I have that. See, and I thought I needed to print this off, and I have it, so that's actually a good thing. Okay, so then next I have my tax folder right here. For these yellow pockets, I like these pockets because I'm able to keep copies, or actually I have the originals. I have my W-2s in here. So NACA's going to want you to have 2 years. So I have 2017 bundled together, and then I have 2018 bundled together. And I just keep them together because you just never know when they're going to request something or need something. I also have these scanned in my web file. So then I have 2018, I have my tax return. They want the entire tax return, every single sheet. I think mine was maybe like 50 pages or something like that, just because I have a lot of deductions because I'm a contractor. Not only do they want your tax return, but they also want your tax account transcripts. Now, they tell you that you need to order these, and there's like a wait. I don't know how many business days from the IRS, but I'm here to tell you guys that is not, that does not have to be your case. I actually, if you go to irs.gov and you register for a tax account, you can literally log into your tax account, go to your transcripts, and print them out. And we're talking, these are the same transcripts that the IRS is going to send you in the mail that you're going to have to wait so many days for. You don't have to wait anymore, which is a great thing. I'm glad the IRS made this available to us now. So when you go online to get your transcript, all you have to do is go to irs.gov, register for an account, log into the account, and then there is a section that will say tax account or something like that. You click that, and then you press mortgage related, and then it will give you options as far as which transcripts you can print. I was confused. I didn't know which ones I needed, so I printed all of them. I have my account transcript. I have my record of account. Basically, they want to see that you don't owe the IRS any money. They want to see a zero balance on your transcript. So I have my 2018 tax return. I have my tax transcripts. And like I said, I printed these I actually printed these from my cell phone. My cell phone is linked to my printer at home. I just downloaded it on my phone real quick, sent it to the printer, boom, I was done. No more waiting, no more requesting, no more having the IRS holding you up when you need paperwork. So then I also have copies of my 1099 W-2s. So I have a section for 2018, and then I have pretty much the exact same section for 2017. Copies of my W-2s, 1099s, copy of my tax return, and I also have my tax transcripts showing that I don't owe any money, because NACA, I don't care what they say, they do not like you having tax debt, and they want to see that you owe $0 on these transcripts. So if you don't, I would suggest, if you can, take care of it, because it will most likely hold you up in the process. So my last tab is my letters of explanation. Part of my action plan was that I needed letters of explanation, and I actually can't even find them now, which kind of disturbing, because I was working on this last night while I was at work. Oh, here it goes. I have them. Okay. So my letters of explanation, I just keep them together. You do need to, they want you to upload them, and there really isn't a place for you to upload on the web file. So what you need to do is just email them to your NACA email. That's what was recommended by my mortgage counselor. Otherwise, I still have a hard copy. I still have the original if I need to go in and edit. But I have the hard copy in case my counselor, which he most likely will, ask for them today. He wants them today, so he can upload them. So that is my NACA binder. Thought this video was going to be short, but I guess not. You can kind of tweak yours and do yours however you want. But the most important tabs to have in here is you need to definitely have a credit card tab, bank statement tab, pay stub tab, tax tab, any loans, you need a tab for that. I would have a tab for your rental information, so like your payments or whatever, whether you're paying with check and you have a copy of the canceled check, I will keep a tab for that, because they will ask. And if you have any additional income, side job, alimony, child support, any of that you're wanting to use and you're planning to use, you need to have copies of that. And you need to update all of these documents either bi-weekly or monthly, however your statement is printed. If it's a monthly statement, then every month when you get a new one, you need to print that off. You need to also upload it to your web file, and you need to file it in this book. And I will tell you, my NACA counselor, this is my 6th week with him, maybe it's my 7th. He has yet to respond to a single email. He does not respond to me about anything. He does not call me back about anything. But you can never be too prepared. I actually don't go anywhere without this binder. I actually pulled it out of the car just to come in here and do this video. So when I need to update, I bring it in from the car, update my docs, and then I just have it with me, because you just never know when somebody's going to need something, if somebody's going to ask for something. And because I'm planning to go to underwriting like any day now, I feel like there could be a chance where I might get a phone call or an email for them requesting something. So I just want to stay prepared. So anyway, that is my video on the NACA binder. And then tonight, after my appointment, it's really late. It's 7 o'clock, which kind of surprised me. I have to go to work tonight. So I will maybe try to do a video on my way to work. If not, I will do a follow-up tomorrow to let you guys know how that appointment went. At this point, I don't really know what else could go wrong. I have every piece of documentation I could think of, and really we should be submitting fairly soon. So it'll be up to my counselor where we go from here. But as far as what I'm responsible for, I'm good to go. So I will be in touch. See you guys later.